The treatment of this female academic, Kathleen Stock, has been absolutely appalling. She's been the target of the most vicious and hateful campaign. And what was a crime? A crime was simply to defend the principle of biological sex and to defend women's sex-based rights and to defend their right to single-sex spaces. And for that, she's been hounded, and there have been demands from these people that she lose her job. And the reality is, Nigel, it's not just Professor Kathleen Stock who's facing abuse as a result of this mob. There have been a number of other what are called gender critical people, some of them academics, some not, some in public life, some not, who have raised perfectly legitimate concerns about the impact of reform to the Gender Act, which would allow people, for example, to self-identify, would allow biological men to self-identify as women, and potentially to have access to women-only spaces. Now, those are perfectly legitimate concerns to raise, and the idea that people who raise them are bigots or transphobes in some way, I think is outrageous. And, the truth is, I think women have got every right to feel uncomfortable about this agenda, because we are seeing, I think, a very gradual erosion of the concept of womanhood entirely. We've seen certain NHS trusts who no longer refer to pregnant women and just refer to pregnant people. We've seen some of the, big corporations and big stores in this country follow the same agenda. Primark, for example, now has a parenthood range rather than a motherhood range. And it seems to me that what we're doing, or what some people are doing by following this agenda, is trying to force everybody to come to the same view, and if they don't, then they should be bullied and harassed out of public life, and it's completely unacceptable. This agenda, I think, is shared by only a tiny minority of people in this country. I think the vast majority of people look upon it as a bit bonkers, and yet they're having a huge impact in trying to crush all opposition. So there needs to be less cowardice, frankly, on the part of other people in public life, including members of parliament, including the media, and I think some of these bullies really need to be faced down.